This is the flower of the yellow Avens. Being in the rose family, you can clearly see it has 5 petals. And there's quite a few of the plants in this area. The Latin name for this is Geum aplepedicum, I believe is how you pronounce it. It's awfully difficult sometimes to pronounce these words when you study alone. There are 2 lookalikes to this plant, one being the Geum macrophyllum, which is the large-leafed geum or Avens, and there's also Geum canadensis, which is almost totally identical to this plant, only instead of a yellow flower, it produces a white flower. This is a native flowering perennial plant, and I did mention it's in the rose family, and in fact, this grows in most of the temperate regions throughout the northern hemisphere. It grows in meadows, open woods, pastures, open waste areas, roadsides. I'm along a little pathway here in a local park in the town I live in. But rarely do you ever find these in cultivated areas. You'll find these throughout Canada, the United States, Europe, and a lot of Asian countries as well. The leaves are divided into 2 to 4 pairs. It's going to be, let's see. There we go. There's a leaf structure there. You can tell that the margins are finely serrated, or actually lobed. Hang on. Got a few mosquitoes in here, so I'm trying to, let's see, out here on the outskirts perhaps. There we go. Don't have to hold it. There it is. And it is the leaves that are the edible part of this plant. Historically, this has a lot of uses as medicine. Daniel Moorman, in many of his writings, has done a lot of unearthing in regards to the historical uses of this plant. He has really, I'm trying to remember here, I've got so much information flying in my head. So I know he said that this has been used as an antimicrobial, an anodyne. This is a diuretic and it is an astringent as well. Let's see, do we have any more over here? Yep, there we go. And Daniel Moorman, for those who don't know, is an American medical anthropologist and an ethnobotanist. And his work is really well received in the herbalist community, as his main focus of study was Native American ethnobotany. He said that, let's see if I remember this correctly, a decoction of the root was used as a treatment for colds and sore throats, and a poultice of this plant was applied to sores to help heal the skin. From a scientific perspective, this is a plant that is loaded with terpenoids, flavonoids, tannins, and phenylpropanoids. For those who kind of just went, what? Phenylpropanoids are a diverse chemical class with immense health benefits. And these also contain a lot of the essential fatty acids that we need. I did mention that this is edible, the leaves. I'm just going to try to remove some roots here so you can see what was, well, so much for that. I didn't quite do it. I'm going to need my trowel for this because we've not had a whole heck of a lot of rain. So when the ground is dry, it's very difficult to remove roots. Anyways, so there you go. The yellow Avens. Oh, and I forgot to mention perhaps one of the most important factors of this plant is you need to avoid this plant in autumn and throughout winter, because this is, in my husband's opinion, the most hated plant that is in the autumn and in winter, because it produces a multitude of tiny little burrs. They're way worse than burdock, and basically if your socks were to hit the burrs of these, you're throwing out your pair of socks. You just can't remove them all. They are brutal. But anyways, there we go. So I really hope you've enjoyed this video. Thank you for being here. Thank you for subscribing. And if you really enjoyed this, please give this a thumbs up. Thank you. Oh, we've got some over here too. There we go. And here is a bit of a bonus. This is white Avens, Geum canadensis. So you can see the flower structure is pretty much the same with the exception of the color. I'm trying to focus in, there we go. Check out all those stamens. There we go. The plant structure itself is similar in terms of the stem, the leaves, and I'm fortunate enough to come across this right in time for the end of the season of the flowers. There's very little information out there in regards to the edibility of this particular species of the Avens plant. However, one thing that seems to be a consistent out there is that a few people are claiming that the root of this is a chocolate substitute. I can't say I've tried that myself, but if it's anything like people talking about certain roots being coffee substitutes, there is no substitute for coffee, in my opinion, and inevitably, there is no substitute for chocolate either. However, that's a personal flavor choice. And the only information I can get on this is that the roots are edible. And I even found a couple of websites that claim that this is not the plant that can be used as a chocolate substitute. It's actually the purple Avens. And I'll put a link to that below. Come on, focus. There we go. Really nice. And I guess it's very nice of me as well that I'm feeding the mosquito population once again. Anyways. So there you go. White Avens. You have yellow Avens earlier. And actually, hang on a sec, let me just should have done this sooner. I don't know if the ground, there we go. So these are the roots. Hold on one moment. These are the roots that apparently can be used as a chocolate substitute, or who knows, you can make a syrup and use that syrup. And I'm not going to waste this now, I'm going to actually try it. To sweeten anything from your pancakes to beverages to a variety of desserts, whatever, wherever your imagination takes you. So anyways, now I'm going to say goodbye. And once again, thank you for subscribing if you are a subscriber. And if you are not a subscriber, your support I would truly appreciate if you like my channel. And of course, give this a thumbs up if you've enjoyed what you have seen. Thank you.